So, Florida Gators bowl eligible after beating, dominating the South Carolina Gamecocks 38-6. Now gone 6 straight quarters for this Florida Gators defense without giving up a score. That is incredible. Yes, South Carolina had a touchdown on the fake punt, but that's special teams. That ain't on the defense there. Great game for this Florida Gators. What up, Jay? Great game for the Florida Gators defense. By the way, y'all know how we do it here, Locked On Gators. First half, thoughts on the game. Second half, whatever y'all say in the chat, we'll talk about. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see what we do there. Join the Locked On Gators Discord. There's the link. Do that if you want to do it. We're here every day. If you're someone who's new, like, subscribe, thumbs up, whatever it is, and we're breaking it through that. 38-6 win for the Florida Gators or the South Carolina Gamecocks. Spencer Rattler, not a great game. Incredibly hard to have a good game, though, when he was under pressure the way that he was. Obviously, we don't have the numbers yet, but it's going to be a lot. like we know that it's going to be a lot. It was just incredible dominance for Florida, and we're going to look at the drive summaries here because it's crazy. First half, South Carolina's defense went punt, 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 fake punt, touchdown. Okay. Second half, South Carolina's defense went fumble on the first play, fumble on the third play of the half, second play of the drive, fumble on the fourth play of the half, first play of the drive, punt, turnover on downs, punt, punt, end of game. Nothing short of absolute dominance from this Gators defense. Again, that is incredible. Gators offense did what they've done a lot. Start hot. End of half. End of half. I know that the Locked On Gators Discord got pretty heated about the decision making and play calling at the end of the half. Well, yeah. So there's that. No audio, I'm assuming, but yeah, I don't know. If y'all can hear me, that'd be wonderful. YouTube says that I have audio coming out, but obviously I can't hear anything. Got it. Thanks. Just want to make sure that I wasn't just speaking into the void right now. Second half, it's a missed field goal, which again was blocked. Touchdown, turnover on downs, punt, touchdown, fumble. This is a game where, honestly, it's weird. I feel like they should have won by more. Like it's weird to say in the game where you were favored by 8 and you won by 32 that you should have won by more. This defense was just so damn good, and the offense just didn't capitalize enough. I guess that's what it is. The offense wasn't bad. It was obviously very good. They just didn't capitalize. And that is what it is. But yeah, I mean, Anthony Richardson, 11 for 23 passing, and I don't necessarily care about the number. I know a lot of people are talking about like what the percentage is. I've seen it on Twitter. I think that's like 48%. I think I saw. Not good at math. Don't worry about that part. I don't care about the percentage because I care about whether they were caught or dropped. The inaccuracy issues. They kind of reared their head again, where you saw it on Ty Chicago Bowman. I am so sorry if I pronounced that name horribly. That's the best I'm going to do though. Ball was behind him on a third down. You saw it quite a few times where the ball was behind them on the third down. It kept happening and kept just going right on their back shoulder, even though they're running across the formation or across the field. Super not great to have that issue, but when you're running the ball, the way that Florida ran the ball, you can luckily get away with that one. Yes, Anthony Richardson had 2 passing touchdowns. One was to Ricky Pearsall over a defender. One was to Jonathan Odom as he was running along the sideline. I forget if it was a slide route or if he just leaped out. Another thing, though, we saw Florida work that boot slide a little bit more often today. That's great. That's what I love to see. It's that the only Dante Sanders catch was on a boot slide. So that's what it is. where he kind of comes behind the offensive line and he's just running into the flat and he's open and it's like, woo, score, or gain, whatever. You saw that. You saw split zone read come back, which Neil Boswell, I don't know if you're here, but if you are, welcome. If you're not, and people don't know what split zone read is essentially tight end on the left side, quarterback in the middle, or tight end on the left side behind the left tackle, quarterback in the middle, running back on the right side. They run that read option where the quarterback's looking to the right, he reads the man, and then the tight end kind of sneaks across the formation and can either hit that defender on the end or can go and be a lead block. So that's what split zone read is. It worked again. It's what they call for the 60-yard touchdown against A&M. Florida brought it out again. And that's one thing that I really, really like about what Billy Napier has been doing for the offense is that he's finding things that work and he's going like, okay, well, that worked last week. It worked in previous weeks. Let's just start calling those more. He's making it more difficult to play defense against the Gators because he's kind of showing you the same looks often, but at the same time, they're really good at executing a few things, and that's kind of what he's capitalizing on. So that's where he's looking dangerous. That's where things are getting dangerous. Montreal Johnson, 24 carries, which second week in a row with more than 22 carries, if I'm not mistaken. Anthony Richardson, 15. Trevor Etienne had 100 yards on 8 carries with that long of 85, which is just deuces. Like, he was just gone the second he got going. Caleb Douglas, if I don't know if you're in here, person who commented on Wednesday, but on Wednesday I put in the depth chart prediction or whatever I think should happen. I said if Justin Shorter can't go, Caleb Douglas should be the starter. Well, Justin Shorter couldn't play. Caleb Douglas was named the starter. Caleb Douglas led the Gators in catches, and Caleb Douglas led the Gators in receiving yards. So that's as far. That's all I gotta say about that one. We got to see Lorenzo Lingard play. Naquan Wright came in again, just dominant game there. Defense was just hitting like yeah, they were fumbles and that's on South Carolina, but a lot of them came on actually just popping a dude, or when Florida would try to just like Desmond Watson. Desmond Watson's was ridiculous. Desmond Watson's the Desmond Watson play was just ridiculous. Where Jaheim Bell's running up the middle, Desmond Watson's getting blocked, reaches his arm in and pulls the ball away. Like, that was absurd. Like, my Lord, that was incredible. Like, that was just wild. Yeah, that was great. Defensively, we have some pressure numbers. It's 6 QB hurries, which potentially along with 3 sacks. So there's that. But it was, I don't know what to say other than it was a great game. Like, it was a great, consistent game from the defense. That's the thing where even after the second half of Texas A&M, we were like, oh, yeah, like they did it in the second half, but they didn't do it in the first half. And that's been the issue where Florida, the defense has not shown up twice. He's not like they haven't shown up for a full game. Ventrell Miller's the last Gator on the field, signing every autograph and taking every picture he's been asked after his final game in the swamp, which makes me want to cry right now. I'm gonna love him. I'm gonna miss him so much. I love him. That just hurts me. It hurts me deep in the heart there. Few guys are as strongly representing the Gator brand as Ventrell Miller. But Kamari Wilson, for Princely Umanmielen, just again killing in the backfield. He was a freak. It was awesome. Corner rotation looked different. I don't remember seeing Avery Helm as much as we've seen him before. We saw more Ethan Pouncey today. We saw a lot more Miguel Mitchell playing star today. We saw Kamari Wilson playing safety more often today. Again, those kind of started happening as the game kind of got away. But interesting to see. Chat, say whatever it is. If you have a question, ask it. If you just want to leave a comment, say it. But you know the drill. Now we're at the halfway point. So before we continue going on with it, it's time to talk about Underdog, because this bonus episode is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. It's the easiest place to spice up college football season. It's easy to play and win money. However, I did not today. I told you all that my play was going to be Anthony Richardson rushing yards, which hit. Montrell Johnson rushing yards, which hit. Spencer Rattler rushing yards, which did not. And my thought process, I still think was sound. I was like, hey, Gator's going to get pressure. He's going to have to scramble. Gators got pressure. He just didn't pick up rushing yards. He didn't scramble. Maybe that's partially because of how quickly the Gators got pressure, but is what it is. Most weeks I've made money. So I do one play every Saturday. So most weeks I make money. This week I didn't sign up with the promo code Locked On, and Underdog will double your first deposit up to $100. Deposit $100 and get another $100 free with Underdog Fantasy. And also, this bonus episode is also brought to you. I guess this is like the brought to you in part of commercials. So there's that. But I mean, when you get older, your body changes. You get a bit more of a dad bod, as do I. But I'm not a dad. So there's that. But you feel a little less like your old self. You don't have time to work out, which happens. You wanted the energy and body you once had. You discovered Nugenics and you felt revived working out just like you used to. It's fantastic. It should get you pumped. You can get a complimentary bottle of Nugenics Total T when you text college to 231-231. Text now and get a bottle of Nugenics Thermo, their most powerful fat incinerator ever, with key ingredients to help you get back in shape fast. For free, text college to 231-231. So do that. Texting does limit you or does give you recurring automated texts. Not a big deal. Just hit unsubscribe if you don't want them. It's fine. But now, the second half of this, we're going to talk about the chat. We're going to read through the chat and see what it is and talk about it. Celebrate. Like, this is a great, before I read the chat, this is a great freaking 48 hours. Jaden Rashada, dominant win with a ton of recruits in attendance, bowl eligibility. Miami still sucks. It's a great time. It's a great time. So we're going to start looking through the chat here, and then we're going to get going. But yeah, we got Let's Go Run It Back AR. Hey. AR. I'll do it. I have no problem doing it. Anthony Richardson could come back, and today was one of those games where it's like, yeah, this offense was great, and Gators fans were loving it, but film wasn't great. The film will not be great when people go back and watch Anthony Richardson in this game. As a runner, hell yeah. But as a passer, got to be a little rough. On the bright side, earlier in the year when he was missing, he was throwing completely uncatchable passes. Now we're here after, 11 weeks, 10 games. His passes are at least physically hitting the target. And you're in a spot where you can make a play. And he's missing less frequently. It was still a bad game today, but he's missing less frequently. You gotta at least, you look at the strides he's made, and you feel good about that, and you feel happy about that, and you say, hell yeah, Gators, get ahead. Jalen Kitna got to play too, so that's awesome. Let's see what else we got. We got Chomp from Ethan. Like I said, Ethan knows the drill. He knows the drill. You chomp in the chat when you get here. Those are the rules. Chris Sorley, what's up, Chris? How you doing? I can't say that word on air. I could say freaking, right? That's just not the word that I associate when you say LFG. Sent Beamer home crying. Good. I don't like him. Congrats, you have your little TikToks. He's like Will Levis. Like, he makes TikToks and everything because he knows he's not good enough to just get by on merit and talent. Offense leveled out in the second half. It really did. It really, really did. But again, I think you take it with a grain of salt also, because you're like, well, I feel like Billy Napier was just like screwing around. Like, he was trying to be like, hey, how do we do this in games? Like, will this work in game? So there's that. Mr. Number One with sub. Jay coming in from Ireland. What's good with you? Jordan, Mr. Number One with the chomps. 8 more quarters to go. 12? 12? Let's see, 12. Georgia versus UK, Tennessee versus USC, Gators versus Vandy. We might get third. We might. Just saying. We might. Could be third, and here's the thing. 6 wins. The over-under for Florida going into this year was 5.5. They've exceeded the expectations there. I know some fans had 10-win expectations. You shouldn't have. But to me, the expectation should be 7 or 8 wins. They're close to it. They've still got 2 games to get there. I think this season, you could say, was successful because even the losses were close losses. This isn't a team that's been blown out aside from one game. One. You'd be happy about that. It wasn't bad calling at the end of the first half. We just took a second. But yeah, Deshaun. Deshaun. I don't know if you're in the Discord or then like if you saw my reasoning for it, which I'm going to drop the link again because why not? Screw it, right? John, yeah, my thing is they came out throwing the ball before halftime. Like Florida was trying to throw the ball before halftime. They drive before half, 7 plays, 46 yards. Okay, you started off with a 2-yard run from Montrell Johnson. Probably not the best start, but South Carolina is probably thinking that you're going to throw the ball and you've been picking up 10 plus yards when you're running the ball. So, because at the time it was 10.4 yards per carry. Second and 8, Montrell Johnson, 20-yard run. And now you're like, well, we're at midfield. We got to do this. They go up tempo. There's a penalty on Michael Tarquin, and play comes back, even though it was a gain of 20, play comes back. Then they ran the ball with Montrell Johnson. They called timeout. They took a sack. Then Anthony Richardson, QB draw. About Anthony Richardson's run on 3rd and 18. So they were like, oh, conservative call? No, he can pick it up. You can see Anthony Richardson, because they showed an angle from the sideline. You can see Anthony Richardson, like, look where the first down marker is and be like, okay, like I have to get there while he's running. And that was just great awareness as a runner. Then he throws an incomplete pass. They take away a game intentionally. Timeout, South Carolina. They dial up, I'm assuming, a Hail Mary or 4 verts or whatever you want to call, and Anthony Richardson scrambles, which I think was a horrible decision. Even if there's nothing there, I think you should have thrown it. I think maybe in his head, he was just like, I haven't turned it over in a long time. I don't want to start here. But I have no issues with the end of half play calling. Simple as that. So that's not a problem with me. They didn't give a 5-star recruit at the game. There were a lot of recruits at this game. There were a lot of recruits. The last game where they can come in for an official visit, because I mean, there's no more home games. So if they come in for a visit, it's going to be after the season, and it's going to be no game. So it's a big one. Yeah, we had a lot of recruits there. Ethan said we're going to be pure savages in 20. That's what I'm saying. Like 23, 24, 25 savages. Shag Money said it's great to be a Gator. It really is. Scott 23, 24, 25. It's on. Anyone doubting Billy can be quiet. I agree, Ethan. I love how you clap back at my guy Dono. Like Dono and I'll tell you, I love Dono. We're like, he's great. He's awesome. His biggest flaw is that he's a Kane fan. We're gonna have fun. Like Florida versus Miami has not been this fun in a long time. We're gonna have fun and we're gonna talk trash. If they want to keep giving us commits, I'm going to keep making videos and talking trash to him, even though I made that video like 2 a.m. But it's fun. What else do we have? Need me a Watson jersey now? Hell yeah. Rob S. I hate when we go up big. We start going into 12 personnel on the offense stalls. I'm still convinced that's the Florida Gators offensive coordinator, Rob Sale. And he's like, I hate this. I hate it. I'm saying maybe finally stopping teams on 3rd down, right? To be fair, South Carolina, Texas A&M, not world leaders on offense. Disruptive. Miami does suck. They do cry, Christy Ball. I need to know how many Canes commits got that message. They were like, hey, tweet this. And they were like, what the hell? That's like so sensitive that a dude who wasn't even scheduled to commit had to be like, I'm not going to, wasn't even scheduled to visit, had to go, I'm not going to Florida this weekend. Yep, that is wild. They had defense playing way better since Brenton Cox was dismissed from the team. But again, part of that could just be that you're not playing great competition right now. Brenton Cox was here through the Georgia game, and then it comes in and it's Texas A&M and a South Carolina team dealing with injuries. Addition by subtraction. Yeah, I mean, commentators said that. I mean, Shannon Snell, who, if you don't know Mr. Snell on Twitter, Gator alum, Gator player, all SEC former. He said the same thing. 3 of the top targets, Zip, Shorter, Frazier, and Hendo at the end. Yeah, no, I know. But again, my point is just as far as I'm assuming when I was talking about Anthony Richardson's inaccuracies. I mean, again, it's one of those things where he's getting better, but a lot of passes were behind his receivers. And that's something where, I mean, are you saying he's throwing to faster receivers? Because that's kind of the only reason they should be behind him if that's the case. 6-4, baby. Yes, sir. Defo 12 quarters. Do we get Simmons to flip after this? I hope so. I hope so. I want Lucas Simmons to flip to Florida so bad. I hope he doesn't do it tonight because I'm not going to be able to cover it, but I do hope he flipped anytime tomorrow. I'll be able to. So hopefully tomorrow we got it in the tank easily. They do got it in the tank. Vandy will be a massacre, and we all know Florida State. We all know how the Florida State game will end, so that's two we need. I don't know if either. I mean, if you want to do transitive property, which you shouldn't, Florida lost to Kentucky, and then Vanderbilt beat Kentucky, and it's like, well, they beat someone that beat us, so are they better? But again, I'm sure Florida's beaten people that beat Vandy, so yeah, it is what it is. They should have played this type of defense more often. I understand new scheme coaches gets me. Yeah, that's the thing, CS. I can't freaking wait. Like, I'm so happy with everything that like this team has made significant improvements, and it is going to be so freaking cool once they're all together, once it's all guys that they know fit their scheme and they know can do it all. Missing my audio is funky again. At least this show is about to end. The Miami O-line recruits definitely not show up. I don't think they did, Loopy. I don't think they did. But again, Tommy Kinsler is the only one that I know was supposed to come visit. I don't think Francis Mamigoa was ever publicly scheduled to come visit. So that's why like his one is really weird. Pretty sure Lucas Simmons was there. Either way, thank you so much. It's been over the time that we like to do. So thank you so much for tuning in. Check out Locked On Gators Monday through Friday. We'll have bonus episodes tomorrow with John Garcia. Join the Locked On Gators Discord. Links in the description. Link is in the chat. Go Gators. Talk that trash. Thank you so much for helping this grow. Knowles D. Lime is there. Okay. Jay, thank you for tuning in. I know you're in Ireland. I'm sure other people are from far and wide, and thank you so much. I appreciate it. Go Gators, bowl eligibility. Enjoy the night, and screw Miami, screw Florida State. And yeah, go Gators.